Mm-hmm. So Dash is the youngest, and then it goes Zoe, who's 16 months old, and Zoe just lives right in here in this. And then Flash is right behind you, ma'am, and he has a 2-story enclosure that goes all the way up. He's pretty cuddly, isn't he?
Aww. So how did you get him?
So Zoe and Dash came to us from a breeder and veterinarian who's been working with sloths for over 30 years. And so they're about 14 generations removed from the jungle. So he got his first sloth, which was an injured sloth, about 20-something years ago. So these sloths are more removed from the jungle than we are probably from like the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that you can hold them. So since birth, they've been held by humans. And when they're feeding from their mother, because they only do milk for a very short period, their period of time that they're away from the mother is very short, 5-10 seconds. So that way it's not stressful to the mom or to the baby. Because a lot of people, you know, if they just want a sloth, people steal them out of the jungle. And it's not good. And a sloth will not live too long, and part of the reason for that is wild sloths basically have an whole ecosystem living on their fur.
Yeah.
They come out of the tree every
Tell
7.
her about it all the time.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
She just told me about it.
That's why
Yeah.
she said, yeah.
Did you watch our video where he comes down and does his potty dance?
No.
Oh, you gotta scroll through. So I've managed to get it twice. I feel bad taking a video of him doing it. But it's hilarious because he comes down and he holds onto that tree that's like just back there in that corner.
Yeah.
And he gets his butt on there and he's like dancing around. And I put Bob Marley once to it because he's like kind of vibing, you know, and he's like looking at us like, why are you videoing me? I'm like, well, it's nobody ever gets to see this.
No, they don't.
Oh, this is like my dream come true.
Oh, awesome.
So, Dash is your first baby that you raised, or is the...
No, Zoe came to us about the same age, but you know, kind of how it is when you have your firstborn, you're a lot more like, okay, everything's got to be perfect. We got to just make sure it's all right. And then with Dash, we're like, you're good, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got it. So we were definitely a little bit more cautious with her, but with him, we're really open to like touching his paws and his ears, and you can even see his ears. They are right there. And they are the same size relative to ours, but they're obviously a lot smaller than us.
I can't see his ear.
Yes, right there. See that little thing? See it? Right there.
Oh.
Yeah, cute, huh?
Yeah, it's so cute.
My girlfriend said that it looks like a not very attractive object, which I'm not gonna repeat on TikTok, but I was like, thanks for putting that image in my head.
So he can't see me at all.
Well, so they only see in black and white, and they see in a very narrow field. So if you wanted to see what a sloth, how they see, put both hands over your eyes, and how it's a very narrow, like you're looking through like a scope.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that in black and white. So that's the reason a lot of times they'll just close their eyes, and it's not necessarily that they're asleep, but they're relying on their sense of hearing and their sense of smell.
And then he yawns a lot, or is it his nap time?
Well, so sloths sleep about 15, 20 hours a day. And he just got brought down here. So he's probably like, am I eating? Am I hanging out? Am I going back to sleep? What am I doing? But he's already gained some weight, and you can see how he's kind of a little bit of a pear shape right now. So that means that he's getting close to bathroom time.
You can tell by the shape of his body where he's at.
Yeah. So think about 30%. So if I weigh like 200 pounds, that means I'd be losing 60 pounds. Like, you would notice it huge, and the same with him.
Really?
Yeah, so they lose 30% of their body weight every 7 to 10 days. And we weigh them before and after, and it's about right on the money.
They only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
just because everything moves so slow?
It does, and then also it's kind of their defense mechanism because they come down out of the tree to use the bathroom.
Oh,
So, and the reason they're doing that is they're getting the sloth moth up onto them, and when they do that and then they groom themselves, they get that bacteria inside their mouth, and that's how they process their food. We use enzymes.
see, that's what I was talking about. That bacteria is good for them in some way. And I didn't
Oh yeah,
know
that's how they
why.
process the
Yeah.
food, 100%. And we can tell a difference, like if we feed him too much fruit, which has fructose in it, it speeds up the bacterial growth, and he kind of will have like the runs. And then if it was too dry, it'd be kind of like he's constipated.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of monitor that, and then of course you have that back-fed delay built in there. So it's really trying to keep it as moderate as possible. And if for some reason they got way out of whack, you could give them a probiotic, and if that still didn't work, you could give them a real live biotic. And if that didn't still work, you could do basically a fecal transfer, where they eat another sloth's poop that's been dried up and everything else, but it still would have the bacteria in it. You put that in their food, and then it kind of restarts their gut. That's the reason some people just get a random sloth and they just feed them whatever, and then they're like, I saw that, and I'm like, you shouldn't have had a sloth in the first place.
Yeah.
This is why it happened. Not a dog. Fluffy, you can let outside and he'll probably get into someone's garbage and be okay, you know.
So how often is he cuddled?
Oh, every day. Because even if like he doesn't have an encounter, Donna is hanging out with him with a sloth around her neck because she's the one that answers
Yeah.
the phones and does a lot of the computer stuff. Zoe, when she came down here, because she came down here about 1 years old, Donna couldn't really come in because as soon as she heard her voice, she was like, "Oh yeah, you've held me for like the past 6 months."
She knew.
Yeah. And she's still like, if you go to put her down, she chases me out of the room. Meaning, because she wants to be held.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh.
and then I'm an 8-year-old daughter and I'm a pushover. And so I'm like, no, I feel bad. No, I feel bad. So, it's fun though.
How long have you all, is this your farm?
No, I just make the bad jokes and do some tech support and different things like that. But the farm has been here since about 2022, but they only opened up to non-lodging guests this past last year. So before that, you had to be staying here, which was really kind of funny because we had more people from very, very far away than locals, because locals are like, well, I don't need to stay there, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are in that mentality, like, if you don't travel really far away, it's not a vacation.
Yeah.
I'm like, then you save more money, you get to do more stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's good. Everybody's really finding out, and the social media helps.
Yeah.
And that's what you do a lot of.
I do that, and I probably try to, anytime I see something that we can make smoother, I try to make it happen.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were, my mom was like, well, there's no signs that you could see to get here. And I was like, well, that's because I think they are really leveraging the social media.
Yeah, and I just saw something really cute, and I want to see if the DOT would let us do it, is put like animal paw prints like on the pavement.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we should even do it along ours, like use white paint for ours, but and then out there use black paint for like the
That'd
paw
be
prints,
cute.
follow the paw prints.
Yeah.
I was like, that'd be super fun.
Well, they do it for the dogwood arts.
Exactly, yeah. But and we're adding a different exit driveway because that's our main choke point now. Is so many people coming in and out that it's like that doesn't flow really well.
Yeah, we encountered a car
Yeah,
accident in.
that's what I was like. I told him a while ago, and John's an engineer and he understands it too. But we're just trying to make things flow well. So people
And
can just-
John's the owner.
John and Donna Warner own the farm, yes ma'am.
That's awesome.
And it's I really enjoy it too because we do a lot of field trips, and so we get field trips from public schools, and we don't really believe in evolution, so it's kind of fun when you get public school kids. You're like,
You get
yo,
to
the
teach them
sloth and
stuff.
moth, like that wouldn't happen. The camel, that's not a tank up there. That's very specialized fat cells that expand and contract, like all this stuff. You're like, that didn't just happen, you know? But actually, it did, and it's fun to explain that to people.
Yeah, how God is a part of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it is awesome when you get to come into contact with all the beauty of the creation in a place that wouldn't necessarily have it.
Yeah.
So even though, like, you said he's 14 generations
Mhm.
removed.
Yeah.
it's like all for a reason so people can see like the beauty of it.
Exactly. And it's the same kind of concept that what happened with the white rhino. Like if they wouldn't have had the white rhino being bred in captivity, it would be completely extinct because they just got hunted out of existence. And part of the problem with like Costa Rica, Honduras, and different places like that is you have a very big disparity in terms of economic income. And so you have locals who are like, I can go get this animal that I see every day and talk to the cruise ship and make $10,000 in a day by letting 1,000 people pay me $20, you know?
Yeah.
And so Costa Rica is like trying to limit that by making it illegal to hold any sloth. And then people in North America see that, and sometimes on social media they're like, "Oh, you kill us all this stuff," you know. And I'm like, "No, this is different. It's this and that," you know. And our purpose really is to educate, you know, and make it enjoyable for the animals and for the people. And we respect everybody's opinions and stuff. I'm not like, I hate you because you don't believe what I believe. That's fine. We're humans. You can believe whatever you want. I like monkeys, but I don't think we're related to them.
Yeah. I don't either. But I did see someone post that like skeleton
Oh yeah.
of like them beside each other, but it is standing up.
Right. Yeah. It's if you looked at the skeleton of a sloth and you had no idea what it was, you'd be like, there's this crazy animal that swings to the trees and it's got giant teeth and it's gonna kill you. Like when you look at its skeleton, it has like all these crazy ribs and huge teeth, but they're like the most chill animal ever.
It literally just hold it on.
So that's the relaxed state. Holding on for them is almost their sleep because their muscles and tendons are kind of set up backwards than ours. So for this, that's them relaxed. So when I go to move them, it'll be like, come on, Dash, and be like, oh yeah, I gotta think about it. And then they relax and open up. So that's the reason that they can stay in the trees forever.
Oh yeah. So they don't just fall out.
Well, and isn't their anatomy supposed to like work with gravity? Like they're supposed to be upside down?
Well, also like, so periostalis is the ability that any animal with neck muscles to push the food down. So like, we could eat upside down, but like a swan couldn't. So like if birds, you see them like they go down and then they have to shake their head, you know, they look really funny. So they don't have that ability. But what he really has that's cool is his esophagus goes down and around his stomach and then back in, and it has a check valve.
Oh, okay.
So that way when they're eating and everything, they're not like, oh my gosh, here comes my food again, you know? So it's really awesome. And then they have 46 ribs, 2 sets of 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a ton, right? And their internal organs are attached to each other and to the ribs with a connective tissue because they fall to the trees about once a week in the wild because they're going for the freshest leaves. Freshest leaves are at the end of the branches, which get thinner and thinner. They're usually okay, but if a big cat comes to get them or a harpy eagle, they both go crashing down. But the sloth will usually survive because just like when we get in a car wreck, it's that secondary impact of like our organs moving around. They don't get that, so they hit the ground. They're kind of like, whoa, that's crazy, and then they kind of go off, you know.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So that's why they can, because of their ribs.
Well, not just the ribs, but that connective tissue inside that connects all the organs to each other and to the ribs. It prevents that like shaken baby syndrome, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's no internal
Exactly.
damage.
Exactly.
Wow,
So
you're
what
so
are their
cool.
natural predators? Like who would?
The harpy eagle, big jaguars, power lines. Power lines are a big one for them because they don't know what power is. And one power line is fine, but then they connect 2 of them and it doesn't work out so well. Also crossing roads or losing environment is a pretty big concern.
Well, because the palm oil farms, they cut down the forests.
Yeah.
So anything with palm oil, like, it's something to stay away from if
I
you want
do.
to protect the sloths, because that's what the biggest reason for their natural habitat to be destroyed is.
Yep. And the reason you don't see 3-toed or 3-fingered sloths here in the States is they really like sarcopia leaves. So when you try to feed them other things, it doesn't work out so well. And so that's the reason there aren't that many here in the U.S.
And they, so sarcopia leaves, they only grow in certain areas?
Yeah, because the environment that And actually, the guy that's getting these, he started a grove, but it's going to take a while, you know, because you can't just be like, oh, here's some for this month. You know, it's
Yeah.
like they got to eat. And people always ask, it's a similar thing with koalas. They're like, oh, why don't you have koalas? We're like, because we don't have a private jet to fly back and forth and get eucalyptus leaves. I mean, you're looking at spending like $700,000 a year just to move leaves back and forth for a koala. But if you have a jet, I could fly
We
it.
could work
Yeah.
it out.
We can make it happen.
I may have somebody for you.
All right. Let's. I think giraffes would be cool. There's that place in Texas, you know, you can like stay like in the tree house and the
No,
giraffe.
I didn't know there was one in Texas.
Oh, it's super cool. That's one of the farms that I'm
With
like
the koalas?
A giraffe.
giraffes,
Oh.
but the giraffe is like right there eating with you. I was like, that's pretty sweet.
This is a two-toe?
Yes, ma'am. Two-toed Linnaeus. And we're working, and the entire sloth community is working to say two-fingered
Mm-hmm.
because it's much more like they have back legs and front arms, but just everybody has said two-toed forever. But it really is like they have forearms.
and toes?
Exactly.
Or just fingers?
Well, I think it's more like they have fingers and toes because they'll use their back legs kind of more like a dog to occasionally scratch themselves or like a cat. But when they're eating and everything, they always are using those forearms to kind of pick up their stuff.
What about do they have two toes?
It's 3 on the back. So regardless if it's
Oh.
two-toed or three-toed, the back legs always have 3, but the difference
I
is
can
on the
see
front.
why.
Yeah, and that's the reason we're like, no, it's this way. Another huge difference is how their vertebrae is. So the three-fingered is the one that you always see that has kind of the mask and the perpetual smile.
Yeah.
And with them, it's more their neck just rotates.
Mm-hmm.
And with the two-fingered, they can spin their whole body around about 200 degrees. So if he's hanging down and they go to rotate, they can keep their hips this direction and swing all the
Oh,
way around.
wow.
Yeah. Which for climbing is amazing. Like they can hold on with one
Yeah.
leg and just reach over here.
He's
Dash.
so precious.
Can you see my excitement? Okay, so how can I get your job?
Work 70 hours a week all the time.
I think actually you need Donna's job. Is that who you said?
she works a lot too.
Donna's job that you just can hold it while you're doing your job.
Sometimes when I'm getting emails from her at 4:30 in the morning, I'm like, you need to go sleep.
Yeah, I'm used to the long work weeks. What else are you gonna try to scare me with?
Did you guys take 411 down or 75?
75.
Man, I'm a 411 snob. I love it because it's so slow and quiet, but you gotta slow down in those little towns or they'll get you
Yeah.
a ticket. People are like, I'm gonna take 411. I'm like, do it, but go slow.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, we
you're-
did go through the 20 miles an hour. and
Yeah,
I
we
don't
got
think
here
my mom
real
can
early,
handle
a
that.
lot earlier than we thought we would, and we went on past and down,
Yeah,
and we hit that 20-mile-an-hour
In
zone,
Benton.
and I'm like, how in the world? I don't.
they just want to get somebody to.
Yeah.
I used to really just come up here for kayaking like a long time ago. And I was like, I'm not going through Benton because you're a young kid. You're like, you're not going to slow down. I'm like, I'm just not going to go through there because I'm making a ticket.
Yeah. Do you live around here now?
I do. I live like 10 miles south, basically just north of Chatsworth.
Okay.
And you're from here?
I grew up in Dawsonville, Georgia, kind of the North Georgia area.
Yeah, not too far.
No, it's about an hour and a half from here.
His little tongue, look at his little tongue.
Alright, we're ready to switch.
Let's transition.
Do you want to hold him? I can just do like 10 minutes if you want to hold him more.
I don't know how they do things.
So we're at 12:20 now. We started a little bit late, so you want to hold him for like 5 more minutes or so and switch to you?
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
There you go.
I just need to hold him for a minute, so
Everybody says
Not
that
a
until they
minute.
hold him.
10 minutes.
Even the really tough guys who are like, no, I don't need to hold this at all. And I'm like, all right, Sling Blade.
Oh my gosh. That
I know. Sling blade.
Well, I mean, that's what they sound like sometimes.
Do you all snuggle and like,
A little bit. So their hearing is really, really sensitive, and because he's so
Oh.
young right now, he's just kind of like whatever. Zoe, and once he gets a little bigger, a lot of times they'll try to snuggle up to your neck to feel the vibrations. So I'll pet Zoe and be like, Zoe, like if I have time, and she'll just snuggle in because she likes to feel that vibration.
Aw.
Gosh. You are the cutest thing I've ever seen.
So where does Dash sleep?
He sleeps up at the house and usually
Yeah,
sleeps in the basket, but inside an enclosure also.
Okay.
And sometimes people are like, I can't believe he's in a basket. And we're like, you put your baby in a crib. It's the same thing.
She's always loved sloths, and so I don't remember, it's been several years ago. The closest sloth that I could get her in was the Nashville Zoo,
Oh, yeah.
and we went and did that. Of course, you couldn't hold it or anything, but
Mhm.
they had it in like a Rubbermaid container. So the
Probably
basket's
for
good.
ease of cleaning, I
Yeah.
would guess. But that's all right. We keep a little towel in there, and then he moves out of that when he gets up to the house.
He's so cute.
It just reminds you to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Slow down.
I really have been trying to play Bob Marley in the mornings for the sloths because I would love it if they started like kind of moving a little bit,
Yeah.
like swaying. I was like, that'd be awesome.
That would be.
I'm gonna bring out one of their relatives. What animal do you think it would be? That's slightly relative. They have very similar spines. That's the way I like to say it. Any guesses?
I have no.
Armadillo.
What? You've been watching my videos.
No, that was a guess.
You got it right.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he might be in here. You mind if I slap in that door?
These balls. Look at him.
Let me see if the girls grab them. 'Cause
You know
sometimes-
that he's gone.
Yeah, he
He
likes my voice. Not everybody says that, but he does. Be right back. Don't run away with the sloth.
Okay. Let's go.
You're so sweet.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute up there.
You're so sweet. Yeah. I would love to take you back with me. Armadillo on the loose.
I know, I'm like- A lot of times they just take them to play with them, and I'm like,
I would never think to play with an armadillo. Look, he heard him again. Go out the window.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna let her know that I found. Hey Emma, I have them. So this is
Oh my
Baku
goodness.
here.
Hi, Baku.
So they,
So
the sloths and anteaters, all are Zathorans, and basically what that means is hinged spine. But if you touch it, you'll feel that it's warm. So it's not a shell, because he's a mammal.
Oh.
So that's his skin. And he is kind of asleep now, but you can see his cute little head there.
I don't know.
And he folds up in a complete ball. And he's a 3-banded. So the ones that we have here are 9-banded. And see his little claws there? They look just like hers.
Wait, Dash is a girl.
Oh, sorry, his.
Look at his ears.
I'm so used to hanging out with Zoe.
The little ears.
And they fold right up in there.
And what is the little fur underneath?
That's just his fur. He's a mammal, so he has a little bit of fur, and you can.
It's inverted fur?
Yes.
And well, it even grows through there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So he'll actually be able to run 30 miles an hour and get the size of a soccer ball.
Are those his nails?
Hmm? So see his little claws? They look just like hers. And I think he looks like a russet potato running around on high heels. It's really funny. He just is like,
Dash.
all right, I'm off. No more mashed potatoes for
Oh
me.
my gosh, I've never seen an armadillo.
And
He
once
does kind of like have a tiny little gait.
oh yeah, he looks like he's running around on high heels. It's hilarious. And he'll come back out in a minute. When he does, we were discussing it the other day because I was like, I feel like his pain receptors would be like set really, really high because that's his defense. But I was like, I wonder if he can still feel like something he likes. And so we started scratching it. And we had a guest here like 4 days ago. And he acts like a dog. You'll sit there and scratch him and he shakes his butt and flattens out. And he's like, yeah. And then he'll curl up and be like, oh, get in between my little grits. Yeah. So when he comes back out, we'll scratch him. He's really hilarious.
Where did you get him?
So he actually came to us from the same people as Dash there because they have a similar environment. And that's the reason that he's hanging in there.
The ears. And yeah, it's like he's got on little high heels.
And his name is Bakugan.
Bakugan.
But Baku for short, just like the toys, that would open up. But John is definitely an 80s kid. He's just a little bit older than me. Don't say I said that. But he wants to name the next one Shaka Khan. So we'll have Baka Khan and Shaka Khan. All right.
Baku
Come here.
and Shaku.
Let's see.
And the hair coming out from underneath. Oh my god.
See isn't that hilarious?
Oh, he loves it.
He's like, yeah, scratch me.
Look at
Oh
that little
my
thing.
gosh.
And what do they eat?
Bugs.
Just bugs?
Mm-hmm. We'll give him like little super worms and things like that. And he has some dirt in there to forage through. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. Like that. And you can scratch him. You gotta kind of, there you go. And he likes nails better.
Oh, I bet. Hello, baby.
It's hilarious. It's my girlfriend's favorite animal. The chinchilla's hanging out at our house because it gets too hot here during the summer. But she's like, get the armadillo.
And the chinchillas are even softer than this baby's soft, aren't they?
It's the softest fur. So when you see the chinchilla coat, just think of how many chinchillas that would take.
Come here, Bach.
Here, let's get you over here.
Baku?
Baku, yep.
Baku.
And he's a great hit at the field trips. The kids will love him.
I don't know if he likes it. So are the same little nails on his back legs too?
Yeah, they're not as big because the front really are the digging. Give me 1 second. Hello.
Hey, your 1240 baby sloth is coming down. It's gonna be ready.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
You'll be out there. Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh, he's scratching his own eye. Oh my gosh. The ears. Yeah, I would be like your girlfriend. Like, bring that little thing.
He's cute.
Can you tell he has a personality and stuff?
I mean, before I kind of was like, what about Baku? But now that I'm seeing the scratching and definitely like the pleasure senses and all that,
Yeah.
I'm like, I bet we could train him to do some cool stuff.
So you said the ones that are around here are different.
Yeah, they're like 8-banded and 9-banded, and those tails keep sticking out, so they can't fold up all the way.
So where is he from?
Brazil,
Oh,
just like them.
same.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen any armadillos in this area?
Oh yeah,
Because I know they're in Nashville,
Mhm.
but I haven't seen any in Knoxville yet.
yeah, I've seen them.
I know they're probably coming that way.
What's your timeline, Kevin?
I
You need
think
to
we
get going.
have. Oh no, I don't
You're
have any.
good? Okay.
Yeah, but do you want to do the 1240?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Don't mind the little armadillo walking around. Hi.
He's like, you want to hold me now?
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, let's switch. Good call. We were getting distracted by the armadillo. So what we'll do is I'll grab him and then we'll switch chairs because that one's pretty comfy. Let's see what we're trying to get. Sorry. Hey buddy. Come here. Can you get over here? There you go. There we go. And like, awesome. Good boy. You're a good boy. Alright, here comes the vicious monster. Get the snuggles in.
Little can't believe I guessed that.
Oh, no, move your jaw. There you go, yeah. Just like a puppy, because they don't know. I was getting ready to tell you that if it was Zoe, we would have to take the glass string off, but he won't move that
Yeah.
much. He
I
might
was
have.
just gonna take them all off and then I realized I wouldn't be able to see. Oh, hello.
Oh, he gets real inquisitive about feet and shoes.
Hi.
Baku does. That's the reason he's like playing with her toes. Let's see if we can give him a little snack. So you might get a little messy, but you might be able to feed him out of your hand. So if you open up your hand, this one right here in the palm, there you go, and just kind of show it to him, and then he'll nibble out of there. Just keep your fingers flat, and he will enjoy it.
Are you serious? This is the coolest thing ever.
So what was it like at the Nashville Zoo?
You just watched him.
Oh.
Like you sat in a chair like probably about 6 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got to take a picture. And of course, me being the want to hold a sloth so bad
Yeah.
person, I got way too close. So they were like, "You need to back up." But he was trying to get on me.
You almost got tased at the
I
Nashville
almost
Zoo.
got tased at the Nashville Zoo. So thank you,
was
Cody.
you were sat in a room that had kind of like the trees thing,
Uh-huh.
you know, and they just they didn't even pick him up out of the Tupperware. They
Oh.
just held it up, and if he came out, then
Oh.
you got to see him. If he didn't
Mm.
want to come out, then
Are you biting?
you didn't get to see him.
He's like trying to get in there. He's like,
He's
hey,
like, I want to get in your pants.
he needs to work on his manners. I was like, don't get me banned on TikTok.
The armadillo.
Yeah, John sometimes I'm like, John, you can't say that. He's
The
like, oh
frisky
yeah.
armadillo.
You left them.
Here you go, I'll give you a little more.
I want to do it this time.
Okay. It's an extra 22 cents. I'm just kidding.
He knows.
I don't have 22 cents, but I'll work for you.
All right. As long as you laugh at my bad jokes, I think we can be friends.
Okay. Deal.
They don't really have a lot of good manners, but they're very, very happy.
He's in my pant leg.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I was like,
He just is really. He's.
Some people
He really is.
some people get really scared. It's that one lady get up on the chair. She's like, it's gonna get me. I was like, it's smaller than your shoe. No, it's not.
He is funny.
Kind of looks like those wind-up toys that don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, where are you going?
So, how do you know their gender?
I will be
sex, sorry.
honest on that. I know what I've been told.
Okay, that's it.
It's a lot of animals to learn, and I try to write it all down so people can repeat it. But sometimes I don't get all of it. But now that I know that question, I'll look it up.
I'm just wondering, like, how do they have babies? Are they they're mammals, so they have live babies?
When he unfolds here in a little bit, if he's really relaxed, I'll hold him up, then you won't really have a doubt on whether he's male or female.
You'll see.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But for the, do you have a girl? So
We don't, not yet. But that's really why I think we should, because now that I've seen how awesome he is, I was like, if we had BakaCon and ShakaCon, that would be hilarious. I was like, we could have walkout music for him, you know?
Yes. Oh gosh.
He loves it.
Build him like a
And so
little
why
tiny
why
chariot.
can't he just eat rice?
So when they start, when they're really small like that, they can have just leaves, right? And he does get spinach leaves, but we just ran out this morning. That's what Tatum's going to get. But that gets mixed with basically like a very, very, very high-end dog food. And he eats that with a mixture of sweet potatoes, zucchini, squash, occasional green beans.
him get in there.
No, but he's like biting the like my little strap so he can hold on. He likes it.
He likes you.
I like
Ow.
him.
Okay, well, we'll take both of these.
No, we'll just come all the time.
Did you guys sign up for the farm tour? Oh my gosh, you guys got to do that because so we have all 150 animals, right? So you get to see like the sugar gliders, the micro squirrels, the bearded dragons. We have iguanas, the sulcata tortoises. We have 10 kangaroos, so you can bottle feed baby kangaroos. We have an adult male outside that's probably already 5'10" and over 100
I
100
think we
pounds.
saw him.
Big red guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's a baby in the pouch out there that will come out of the pouch probably May or June. So that'll be our first baby, which it's technically already been born, but it's in the pouch.
Yeah.
But you can see the baby moving around, and it's really cool.
So how do we sign up for that? I looked to see, and it said just like 3:30 to 4:30 or something like that.
Yes, 3:30 and I think 4:30 or 5 is when we do the second one. And we can look after this and see if there's availability if you guys want to do it since you're here. But it's awesome. And then what else do we do? Camel rides, that's pretty fun. People bottle feed the Scottish Highland cows. We have miniature ones.
We saw them there, so.
They are, and they're the tiny ones. That's about as big as they'll get.
Oh, they're so cute.
Not really enough for a hamburger, but.
No. I just watched an auction at like Randy Travis's. Yeah.
Yeah, some animals you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Thanks, Christina. Glad you liked it. Somebody's watching on YouTube and they said they were here from Pennsylvania and they said it was awesome.
Oh, cool.
The other day we had someone watching from North Pole, Alaska.
Wow.
I was like, tell Santa I was good.
I'm just gonna set this in here.
Okay.
That cracks me up.
I know.
Just watching it.
He kind of looks like, like Mr. Magoo, my character. Oh, come here, buddy. See how he shakes.
That's so funny.
You are hungry.
Yeah, you have
Do
rice
they
all
eat
over
all the
your-
time?
The
Or like
Dash,
anytime you offer them food, would they eat?
Dash and Zoe will. Flash is much more like, okay, I've had
They're
some
so
snacks.
gentle, even
Yeah.
though he's got like a lot of teeth.
Just they can't really tell. They can tell smell, but he cannot tell that that's your finger. But he's pretty sweet.
That's it. Unless I found one down here.
He's got it like on the roof of his mouth too. For
He-
sake for later.
Buries his face. He is not shy.
You are so sweet.
Oh, he can lie down. Walking.
You've got all kinds of friends here.
And then as it starts to get warmer too, they'll spend more time outside and then he will get his own enclosure. And then what we're gonna try to do at some point is have a greenhouse. And so the greenhouse will have a bunch of sloths in it.
Yeah.
And then we'll have lodging come from each corner. Because right now, if you want to have a sloth as a roommate, you can stay in the camel condo, which is up above. So Flash's area goes up 2 stories and there's a window. But
Oh.
it's a big lodging space. It's like 3 master suites and 2 bunk beds. So if it's a small family, they're like, we don't need that much space.
He's looking for
You
more.
can get
I
one.
wanted to see his ear.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get to see it.
And he is totally fine with it. He doesn't really care. Oh, I'm getting old
Yeah.
for food, so he's chill.
You want to give it to her?
Okay.
We're doing one more little thing so we can show the ears and we're done.
Okie dokie.
Here, let me get the food first. It's not me, I don't have the food, she has it. Start eating. Yeah, if you can go that. There we go. And then right. Yeah. It's hilarious. And that's how they hear so well.
It's like an ear.
Mm-hmm. It's the same size as ours relative to his size, right?
Yeah.
I gotta show her this. I'll be right back. Hey Fallon, have you seen this? So then like down, look, he starts.
Does he like scratches?
He'll shake his booty. See?
No.
So we should get like one of those little scratching things.
I have, well, there's a little, oh, but yeah, so he
Yeah.
can scratch himself.
It is really like a wind-up toy.
Yeah, he's like, "Whoop, here I go." It seems like he's like, whoa, that's the accelerator, you know? He's like kind of astonished that he's going that fast.
So have you done this like your whole life, or like taking
Me?
care of animals?
No, but it's really funny. There's a very similar facility as this in North Georgia, like in Cleveland area. I'm sure if you're researching, it's very similar to ours. We all went to the same church, and so my dad would actually help them with his vehicles, and we did a little bit with their animals. And then when I was like, oh, I'm over here, and I asked him some advice, and he's like, that's hilarious that you're doing that.
That's awesome. So you never thought you were gonna end up here?
I've done so many random weird things. I've been an EMT, a cop, on businesses,
Really?
engineering stuff. Yeah, I just like to learn new things.
Me too. That's awesome.
Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and grab Dash here. I hear the other people.
Okay.
Hey Dash. Hey bud.
I don't think armadillos eat rice.
Oh, it's fine if he gets a little bit. You ready?
He's got it all over him.
Sorry. Here you go. Come on. Come on, bud. There you go. There you go. He's pretty chill.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Did you? Oh yeah, you guys had
Yeah.
the candy.
You want to get some candy?
Oh no, I'm good.
Are you sure?
No, my girlfriend bought me too much ice cream, and I told her, I said, look,
He
you
wants
gotta
to go.
stop buying the ice
He
cream.
does. You're gonna come with me. He wants to go with Kid Mode.
Can I wash?
Oh, 100%, yeah. And if you need like wash, there's a bathroom like 2 or 3 doors down.
Okay.
But yeah, if you guys had a great time, feel free to leave us a Google review. We appreciate
will.
it. If it was bad, don't say I did it. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you
he
guys.
can be a little demanding sometimes. He's loud. Come on in.
You want?
Yeah.
This large, mischievous
Ferocious
Yes.
animal.
Reach over there.
Oh, there's a little armadillo. Yeah, I've been watching you on some TikTok too.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Baku there is very friendly.
All right, are we set up for the camping chair?
Sure.
Is that what it's on? All right.
Yes.
Have a seat, madame. This is,
all my jewelry on too.
oh, perfect. This is Dash, and you can see he's just a little itty bitty guy. So for petting him, it's just little short strokes here on the back of his neck, just like that. You don't want to touch his face, hands, really anywhere else other than just like this. And I can put him on your chest, or I can put him on your arm, whichever you prefer. He does hold on really tight on your arm, obviously, so sometimes it's like that can irritate you or be a little too tight for some people.
Okay.
But when he lays here, he's kind of like just a little spider all sprawled out on you. So
Okay.
whichever you
Chest.
prefer. Chest? Okay.
Yeah.
So I will put his little hand underneath his bum for me.
Okay.
Just underneath, and then